7 reasons why women leave their husbands, why women abandon their marriages in the 21st century. I'll start with the last one, neglect. No woman can stand being neglected by her husband because she came all the way to be cared for, to be cared for, protected, loved, and cherished by her husband. So here's reason number 1 why a woman can leave her marriage. Control. A husband who controls a woman to a point where she doesn't meet her family, she cuts her off from her friends, from everyone. She controls her. She cannot go out on her own. She has to be telling him where she's going. He starts calling her 10 times. If she doesn't pick up the phone, she screams at her, and until she breaks down. That marriage will end up in divorce. Number 2, lack of appreciation. Husbands should learn to appreciate their wives when they prepare food, they come home to a clean house, they come home to children who are happy and they are being well fed. You are providing the food, and you also get a plate of food that is cooked by your wife. So a husband who does not appreciate his wife will end up in divorce. A husband who is always absent from home, he has no reason even to call his wife and say, today I'll be late, so I won't be home until later. And you have to give reasons why you are going to be away for that period. You get home, you don't want your wife to ask you. You don't have any explanation to tell her why you were late to get home. Or you come home after 2 days, you don't have to be asked. Instead, she's the one who has to come and say, what happened? Maybe she was afraid. You didn't turn up at home. And she has every reason to sleep awake, waiting for your knock at the door, and you do not turn up, you do not call her until the last day that you think you want to go home, and then you come home and you think all is well. That marriage will end up in divorce. Number 4, an extramarital affair. A lot of men, they think they are entitled to cheat because they are men. But let's go back to when we met. We agreed that we were going to be together, and then we come to this time, you feel it's okay for you to cheat. And when you cheat, even if you are going to try and hide it as much as you would want to, the truth is it will come out and it will hurt your partner. So it will end up in divorce. Communication. A marriage without communication. What kind of a marriage is that? It's like you are at the cemetery where there are dead people who cannot communicate. You are in a marriage where you are supposed to communicate, respect each other, keep boundaries between yourself, because you are 2 people. Remember, when you get married, it doesn't mean you become one. You are 2 people who grow up from different families. So you have to learn to disagree and agree and communicate well and respect each other, not putting each other down. It will end up in divorce. Gossip. What do you think of a man who goes to gossip about his wife to his family? He goes to his family, he's saying something. He goes to his friends, he's telling them something else. Instead of asking your wife, instead of communicating your woes to your wife, you are going out gossiping. And when your wife knows about this, it hurts her, and it will end up in divorce. Abuse. If a man abuses his wife, it's like we have got two hands. If you cut one hand, it means you are not going to be working because you do not have another hand. So you need both hands to be who you are. So your wife becomes another hand of you. So if you cut her off, that means there's nothing that you can do, and you are not going to proceed in a good marriage or relationship. So abuse, emotional, physical, financially, and being narcissist. At the end of the day, this marriage will end up in divorce. An empty nest. A woman is on her own most of the time. She's living in a house which you bought, and sometimes when people ask, or when she asks you, where are you going? What time are you coming? You simply tell her, I'll be back as soon as I can, or you'll see me when I come back. So it's an empty nest. She sleeps on her bed. She doesn't sleep sometimes. She's still thinking, you are not home yet. So she keeps wondering, when are you coming? She's living in an empty nest where there's nobody to speak to, where there's nobody to share her pain, where there's nobody to share love with, to cherish, to have time for each other, not to put down someone, but to be in love and cherish each other, go places, go out together, have fun. If you have got children, have your children together, cook food, eat, enjoy, because you are a family. That's part of who you are. And if this doesn't happen, what ends up is divorce. So to every man out there who is wondering, why are women leaving? Why did she leave? It's because women are humans who needs love, who needs to be pampered, to be cherished, to be appreciated, not to be abused emotionally, physically, financially, and everything that goes on in a woman. A man should be careful of how he treats his wife. She's a queen. She needs your attention at home. If a man is going to stay away without noticing what is going on at home, taking care of his wife, taking care of his family, this is going to end up in divorce.